And
All right,
away we
what's up,
go.
folks? Welcome to Foreign and Domestic. It is good to be here. Good to see people out jumping out in the side chat. We appreciate you more than you know. And Alan, please start us off right, brother.
Absolutely.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Awesome, awesome, brother. How are you, my friend?
I am doing very, very well. I've been kind of sidetracked from the entire YouTube and gun thing for the past week, 2 weeks actually, 2 weeks. Completely out of the loop on everything.
Yeah, it's been a hell of a week for me. I mean that's a literal
How
statement.
things going in Ohio?
It's been a literal hell of a week, but yeah, I don't know exactly what all happened there. I know some other people have some more information on that, but yeah, I heard GunCon was out here, and there were some people that asked me about going. I didn't want to go to it. I'm not honestly a lot of these big gun things. I tend to stay clear of just because it's to me it's more bullshit than it's worth. I got a big mouth and I don't know how to keep it closed, and I know I'll get my ass kicked out. So it's better for me just to walk away and stay away.
Well, I'm not quite sure. Um, yeah, I tend to stay away from these large events anyway. Sure, it would be great to go to an event like this and meet some of the people that I have not met out here on YouTube, but for the most part, it's not really an environment I like to be in.
No, don't get me wrong. It's been cool to meet Johnny. I've talked to Johnny quite a few times in email, back and forth here and there, and he's a good dude. Um, it'd be cool to meet him, but I just number one is Cleveland. I hate going to Cleveland. Cleveland sucks. It's just a pain in the ass driving out there. It doesn't matter what time of day it is. Doesn't matter what day it is. It's just a pain in the ass driving Cleveland.
Yeah.
And then anytime there's any kind of events, they usually end up diverting traffic and changing things and doing this and doing that, and it makes it even more of a pain in the butt to find somewhere to park. It's literally just a huge freaking pain in the rear end. With that being said, Rob, how you doing, man?
Doing all right. Just got back from a birthday party at a state park and hiking around a lake and stuff like that. So happy to kind of kick back and relax a little bit. But yeah, other than that, getting by, dodging the landmines, and looking forward to some Chinese food apparently, which I'll probably regret, but we'll see.
Damn. Okay, so you spent money on a pizza earlier this week. Now you're eating Chinese food. Ben, you're splashing out.
Yeah, I'm going big this week.
You're gonna have to cut back this coming week.
Yep, yep, you got it. Yep, no,
I,
that's
I haven't, I
pretty
haven't
much
seen
it.
one. I haven't seen one post about a salad, so that's impressive.
Oh, I've had them. I just figure you guys get tired of seeing them all the time, and I don't want to make you jealous, like 5 times a week. So I just every once in a while throw one out, and make sure I post up something besides just a salad that everybody should eat. So
I'll start posting pictures of steaks and bacon and eggs and all the rest of it just for you.
There you go. There you go. But when it comes to steak, like, it's not really fair game unless you got samples to mail out. So keep that in mind.
I mean, I can mail it out. I don't know how it's going to be when it gets there. Probably not going to travel well.
Yeah, they got those companies now. They can send it. Comes in like a little cooler, the dry ice and everything.
Yeah.
Good to go. Yeah.
Well, probably not cheap, but I'm a cheap bastard. So there's that. Bo, what's going on with you, man?
Oh, I've just had an totally exciting week of cutting grass, doing projects that involve work, that 4-letter word. Got a little bit of shooting in. The wife bought another gun. And, Val went up there to GunCon. He asked me, hey, come on up, come up and see me. And it's like, ain't no way you're going to get me in Cleveland. And I live less than an hour from the lake. But I know how that city is. The people are hard left. If you don't believe in their views, they're going to shut you down. And that's exactly what happened up there. The building is owned by some Canadians, a Canadian company who is really up on DEI, inclusion, diversity, and all this stuff. Unless your opinion is different from ours. And like Bama Dad said, the people that own the building, not the people that had GunCon, but the people that own the building had a legal thing in the contract where they could exclude people out and not let them onto the property. And that's what they did to Johnny B, the attorney general that was supposed to be there, and the other YouTuber. I watched Johnny B's and the other YouTubers' videos on it and seen what they had to say. And yeah, that was typical Cleveland politics with a venue that's owned by a Canadian corporation, foreigners that, want to tell Americans you don't have freedom of speech, which all that there. And they weren't even going to talk about that. They was going there to talk about the Second Amendment. Yeah, so that's what's got me fired up this week. Otherwise, I'm priming up the brass that I cleaned last week, that I shot the week before, and I want to keep on rocking. Guess I've got to get my game up. I got my butt whipped. Jamie thinks I'm crying about it. No, I'm not crying about it. We had a good shoot. If those that don't know it, Gene and I talked a whole lot of smack about Gene and how I was going to spank his ass. And it turned out to be 12 stages on ground up asphalt and 95 plus degree heat. It was, I wasn't even planning on shooting more than 6 stages, but it seemed the second stage, I kept on going on my normal pace and everybody else was slowing down and puking. So yeah, I got through it. Had a good time.
Yeah, that does not sound pleasant. That sounds brutal.
I just drank lots of Gatorade. Lots of Gatorade. That worked for me. But
it's been ridiculously hot this past week. And when I say ridiculously hot, I mean it's been ridiculously hot. From the second I walk into work to the second I walk out, I'm just pissing sweat. And I mean, just literally fucking pissing sweat. There's not a second that I'm not sweating. It's literally just every fucking second I'm just pissing sweat. It was absolutely fucking horrible.
If you got stuff leaking all day long, you got a problem, man.
What's that?
So if you got stuff leaking all day long, you got a problem. So
dude,
you need to contact whatever girl you've been hanging out with and let her know something's up.
Call the
Yeah,
plumber.
I'm
The
pretty sure
faucet's
they make a
leaking.
pill for that.
Rob, wrong head. Wrong head. Richard, how are you doing, man? What's going on with you, brother?
Not too bad. I had the CT scan done last Sunday, and then I got the results a few days ago. That's not good news because they told me now I've got lung cancer in my left lung as well as the other cancer. So I got that to deal with now. I'm going in next week on Wednesday to have a chat with them and to give us more blood, so get that sorted out. I've just been going to work through the week and looking at the new hens that I got. They've started laying a lot of eggs, so I've been getting them sold, and that's about it really. Been out to a couple pubs at the weekend, had a couple beers, just to enjoy it because it's real nice and warm here at the moment. It's 18 Celsius tonight, and it's after midnight, and it's still like 18 Celsius. I can't remember the conversion. Someone can work it out. But during the day, it's been like 30 degrees Celsius. So it's been really nice. It's humid, but I like it. It's better than a freezing cold piece of shit rain. Like from Scotland.
Right. No, absolutely, man.
Yeah.
Let's see.
But the hospital are going to get me in now quite quickly and get this sorted out as best they can. The outlook is not good, but they're going to do what they can.
So 18 would be around 65.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's not bad.
That's warm for the UK. But it's midnight nearly, and it's 18 degrees still.
No, my brother was talking to me the other day, and it was up in the high 20s. And he was asking me how it was out here, and I was telling him how hot it was out here, and he's like, "Damn, man!" I'm like, "Dude, yeah, it's fucking ridiculous." And we're only in June, man. It's gonna get worse. It's gonna get real bad soon. There's a lot of people that were struggling at work, and new people that were struggling at work. They're not gonna make it, man. I guarantee you. Next month, as soon as it starts getting even hotter, they'll all quit. They'll walk out.
Yeah. I find it a lot easier just like because the humidity. Just wear baggy clothes, and walking around in tight t-shirts and tight jeans. You get more problems, Just start wearing more baggy clothes. It's the humidity that gets you here. Like it's like when I'm in the Bahamas, it's like 85 Fahrenheit or whatever, and it's absolutely beautiful because it's not humid.
Somebody ordered Chinese.
Oh, that looks really
That's
nice.
a rice salad right there, just for the record.
That looks really nice.
That's dirty rice for the sweet and sour chicken.
You spent money again. Look at you spending the money.
General Tao's chicken. You got to once in a while. If I didn't have a girlfriend, maybe I just wouldn't at all.
So hold on. Do we have Fuzz is out there, right? Is Fuzz out there? I haven't seen Fuzz yet. we know what General Tso's chicken is, right, Fuzz? I know you're out there listening. You can deny you're not out there, but I know you're out there. You're listening. You know what General Tso's chicken is.
Here, kitty, 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 kitty. Rob, if I know you like that so much, I could have sent you a lot.
Yeah, he could. I heard about it for about 3 weeks straight.
That's all I'm going to say about that.
You could have had a lot of General Tso's chicken. I mean, you could have had a freezer full and then some.
They weren't that healthy.
No. Well, maybe in the next batch.
No, if I described them, you'd lose your appetite there, Rob.
Dude, everything that I heard, I was trying not to throw up every time I talked to him. It was bad.
It was bad. It was pathetic.
So Ozzy, you're saying 10 degrees in your plant. You can add about almost 30 to 40 in my plant. It's absolutely horrible, dude. There's no AC in there whatsoever. The fans that they do have do nothing. It's absolutely horrible, dude.
Hey, you're a citizen now. Don't I thought you got out of the sweatshop.
No, I'm in another sweatshop. So when it says it's 90 out, it's about 115 in the plant. It's hot as fuck. It's not fun. The humidity is the killer because the humidity has been up in the high 50s, high 60s all week. That's where it's been. That's been the killer.
So you guys adjust your carry in this weather?
I typically don't. It varies a little bit, but that's kind of normal variance. Here in town right now, I've still been rocking the 365 XL, and in the same position, everything else. So my carry doesn't necessarily depend on weather, any kind of temperatures.
The only time that I change my carry is generally when it gets in the colder months, and you're wearing jackets, whatever, and that's when I switch to the 44, and I'm carrying the 44 and shoulder rig.
This is how I adjust my carry. This is the winter carry cover garment. And I've got like 2 shirts like this here. And I go, the summer outer garment. That's it. I'm old. I'm married. I don't care if I look weird.
Well, I mean, we kind of know that. I mean, that's a given.
Consistency on the draw is what matters.
No, that's exactly it. Get out there, practice, and have that consistency. That's what you got to do. I give credit where credit's due. And when I first met Daniel years ago, Daniel was one of those guys that said, "Hey, I don't have a clue about pistol." And I'm like, "Hey, I don't have a clue about rifle." And he's like, "I'll teach you." And I was like, "All right, I'll teach you." And that's what we did. And we went back and forth with each other. And he has been one of the most consistent people that I've ever trained that actually gets out there and does it. I will give him credit where credit is due. He has been one of the most consistent students I've ever had, to where he is actually out there and doing the practice and doing the work.
And I know a lot of instructors. And they're always looking for a place to shoot because they're always wanting some place to have a class. And at the end of my driveway right now is a real full-blown pistol range. It's no longer the straw bales in the backyard.
Very nice.
Man's got to have a hobby if you don't drink. And I don't play golf.
Golf costs more money than guns.
Oh,
Even in the UK, even in the UK, golf costs a lot more money than having guns.
It can definitely get up there. Good set of clubs is going to run you.
Yeah.
Huh. Then what do you do when your wife gets into it?
Then you're really screwed because
she's bought like 5 or 6 guns since I made my last gun purchase. Of course, I'm going to get some suppressors now. The hell with waiting on these politicians.
I don't have that problem, so I'm not sure how that equates out, but I don't have that problem right now.
What? Waiting to get a suppressor because some politicians?
No, I don't have the problem of the woman wanting to buy more guns.
No, you just got to find a woman that likes guns.
Yeah, it's a work in progress. I'm not rushing anything. It's whatever. I'm not rushing anything. I'm good.
If more of these instructors actually knew how to talk to women, there would be more women out there shooting.
And that's an excellent point, because I'll tell you straight up, as someone that's been doing this for the last 15 years, I've seen a lot of shit over the years. And 9 times out of 10, what you see is someone walking up to a woman and telling them this is how it has to be, and almost yelling at them. I've even seen instructors yell at them, and all the rest of it. That's not how you teach.
Hell no.
You cannot teach like that. You have to be understanding of what's going on with that person. That person's probably nervous as hell, number one, because they may be a new shooter, so they're nervous as hell. They don't know what the recall is going to do, and you need to look at the different aspects of what their body's doing too. So when I'm teaching somebody, I'm looking at everything that's going on. I'm not just looking at their face. I'm not just looking at their hands. I'm looking at their entire body, because I need to see what their body's doing as they pull that trigger. I need to see the reaction. I need to see how they are functioning as they pull that trigger.
Yeah. I video them. I video from their elbows all the way out to get the gun, and the elbow all the way out to the elbows.
Well, one of the biggest ones that I look for, and I think I brought up to you before too, back in the day, was breathing. Because 9 times out of 10, I can stand there and watch them, and you'll see them hold that breath as they go to pull that trigger, and they ain't breathing. And you can see, literally, whether the lungs are moving or not moving. And they pull that trigger, and they miss, or it goes high, or it goes low, or they do this or they do that, and they don't understand why. It's because they didn't breathe.
Okay, thanks for reminding me of that, because I'm going to watch and see if that might be what's causing Tracy's flinch.
It probably is. Look for the lungs, man. Seriously, that's one of the biggest ones I look for is watching the lungs.
Actually, ma'am, I'm not looking at your breast. I'm watching your lungs.
Well, if you're standing behind them, you're not looking at their breast. You're looking at their back. But you can still see if the lungs are moving or not moving.
Yeah, there's an instructor yelled at my wife, and he expected her. She doesn't shoot USPSA. She's done a couple IDPAs, and he's going in there. You got to go through this course of fire, all through this and just verbally told it. And she's the first one up, and she asked a question about it, and the guy went off and yelled. And she had just brought another girl there, to expose her to the women's club. And the girl just put all of her stuff away, put it in the truck. And it's like, no, I'm done with it, as far as going to that place again. It's like, no, you verbally tell somebody, you do a walkthrough with everybody so everybody understands. Not everybody's out there going to be a competition shooter. But you walk them through the whole thing. So that way, when they have a live gun, a loaded gun in their hand, they know what they're doing. And don't be afraid to stop and just say, whoa, wait a minute, what's going on? What am I supposed to do here? Without being yelled at.
Oh, and that's one of the biggest things is you have to be comfortable with the person that's there, supposedly teaching you or training you, whatever it may be, or if you're on a shoot. You have to be comfortable with that person. You have to be able to turn around and say, hey, what do I need to do here? Or what do I need to do there? You have to be comfortable. And if you can't be comfortable because they're yelling at you or they're doing this or they're doing that, that's not an instructor. That's not a teacher. That's someone that's got a fucking complex. And those people do not belong on the range, period. They do not. Absolutely 110% do not belong on the range.
Well, you got to admit it. Guys talk to guys differently than the way girls talk to girls. Unless they're from the South. Then they'll just say, bless your heart. We all know what that means.
No, they do to a certain degree. I give you that to a certain degree. But I when it comes to being on a range, I've seen it go both ways where it's almost equal. It doesn't matter if it's a man training or a woman training, and they're out there. I've seen instructors that have gone both ways on that as well, where I've literally seen women go out there and yell at a guy too. You're not going to get any good results by yelling at somebody. They have a loaded firearm in their fucking hand. You're not going to have a good result. You need to stop. You need to take your step back. You need to understand the situation. You need to figure out what the hell's going on, and then adjust the situation, bring that situation down, and then go in and fix the situation. You can't do that if you're yelling. Yelling conquers nothing.
No, Vanessa Kitty, where you put works every time, the big mouth packs up and leaves. No, the woman that packed her gear up was a quiet woman that would do anything for you. But she wasn't going to put up with somebody berating one of her friends for asking a legitimate question.
Oh, really? That's kind of shitty because, I mean, you're there at a training course or whatnot to go on, you know, and you're dealing with firearms. So it's
I've seen
way better if you got a question to ask, you know, handle that question like Daniel Satan before you're, you know, on the line or whatever it may be. I mean, this is something where it could be a fatal mistake. So a question's you know, it's stupid if you don't ask a question if you got any doubts or no confidence on what's going on at the moment. You know, so in my opinion, so that's very, very bad. I think if that was my wife and I seen the dude yell at her like that, they probably would have ended up throwing me out. But you know, that just sounds like an asshole. Yeah,
No,
really does.
that's exactly what it is. And yeah, you probably would have got thrown out. I would get thrown out because I'm going to be the first guy that walks up there and tells the guy to shut his fucking mouth. I'm not going to stand for that shit. I've literally done that before to husbands, to boyfriends. I've done that. I don't care. You do not yell at someone when they're trying to learn. It doesn't matter what it is. I'm going to put more emphasis on the fact that we're dealing with guns and it's something that's a lethal weapon.
You never been in the military, buddy.
But the thing of it is you need to understand it doesn't matter what they're training with. You don't fucking yell at them. Yeah. You're not going to learn by yelling at them. You don't have to yell.
And well, screen your instructors too. If they are a retired Marine and also did 2 tours as a drill instructor, you might expect something like that.
Well, and you bring up an excellent point of screening your instructors. Make sure you're actually screening your instructors and know what your instructor knows. Is he actually telling the truth of what he is? Because we have people out there that say they served in the Navy and they never served. We have people out there that they claim they're a trainer, but they've never fucking done any of that shit. You got to be careful. You know, I've been honest with you guys. I've been in this industry for the last 15 years. I've been busting my butt in this industry, and if it wasn't for this industry, I probably wouldn't be here. I honestly wouldn't. I literally attained all my success of being here and being a citizen to getting into the gun industry. If it wasn't for the gun industry, I probably wouldn't be here. I literally put it down to that. I busted my ass. I learned a lot from a lot of people. I had a lot of great people teach me, train me, and yeah, it's a fantastic industry to be in. Do you make a lot of money in it? No, you don't. You're not going to make a lot of money. You're just not. But it's a very good industry to be in, and there's a lot of great people with a lot of knowledge.
Hey, Scotsman, guess what? I got offered a sponsorship there the other day.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. It's like, no, I told him.
By High Point?
No. Actually, a place that sells firearms and manufactures ammunition. I just said, no, I pay my own way through. This is a hobby of mine. It's my recreation. But I said, but I will take this hat. They said, that's fine. You just got to wear it at your shoots.
There you go. That's good, man. No, that's good. You know, whatever you do it. My thing of it is, like, if you got a company reaching out to you, so long as they're not asking you to literally bend over and say they're the greatest thing since fucking sliced bread, absolutely take that shit all day long. Take it. But you know, if they're bending over and saying, "Hey, we need you to do this, we need you to do that," and blah 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 in order to get this, no, that's not how that works. If you're not being honest with your viewers, you're not being honest with yourself, then no, don't take it. There's no way in hell you should take that shit.
And
So
for
what if
us,
this
I mean,
company
this.
is,
Go ahead.
I was gonna say, what if that company's like Viagra or the best hemorrhoid cream or yeast infection? You know, do you want to wear a T-shirt with that logo?
If you think it's going to benefit you and you think it's going to benefit your viewers and you're honest about it, that's fine. I don't care what it is. The
Hey,
thing,
Rob.
my thing of it is when you just accept the company because they're saying we'll give you this, 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 and this if you do this, this, and this, and you accept that company because of that.
Yeah.
I'm not all about that. I've had companies reach out to me and say, "Hey, we'll send you this, we'll send you that, we'll give you this X amount percentage and all the rest of it." And I tell every single one of them, no. If you cannot accept an honest, 110% honest fucking review, where I'm going to tell you whether it's a piece of shit or not a piece of shit, then I cannot accept your business. That's just how it is. I'm not taking it. I don't want it.
Okay,
I
Rob.
Now I can see Daniel now out there sizing up the next round, wearing his competition shooting shirt that says Valtrex Man on the back.
Okay, I had this all winter. I'm thinking of, because these guys that go to competitions and they're wearing these shooting shirts. I mean, they're a special material that helps get the sweat off to keep you cool on these hot days. But they got all their sponsors and where they went shooting at all over the shirt. I was always thinking about, having a Fudge shirt, the Viagra, the Bengay, Doan's pills, and all this stuff here on it. I mean, with the sponsors. That is
AARP or whatever.
BS. Huh?
AARP or shit like that, right?
Yeah, I mean, all the old stuff. I think we should get some shirts made with all these things where we could put people's names on.
You really got to do that. You got to do that. That would be absolutely hilarious.
I know someone that makes shirts, and we can make that happen.
But it's got to be the right material that it breathes through.
No. It's I'm sure we can make it happen. It's probably not going to be cheap because of the type of material, but we can make it happen, and it'll all be
material's got to be right, or I won't wear it on these 95-degree days.
It'll all be stitched too. It's not going to be any of that fucking shit that's plastered on there. It'll all be stitched as well.
No, it's not stitched. It's that.
No. We want quality. You're getting quality.
No. The shooting shirts cannot be patched and all that there stuff, because this has to be worn next to the skin. The material is where it's moisture wicking off your body to help keep you cool, and and the moisture goes out in the atmosphere and all that there. It's the shooting shirts are a serious thing. But they do one up where they do that silk screening on it.
Serious thing. Damn, you sound bougie, man.
No, it's not bougie.
I go out and shoot with a damn T-shirt.
He's sounding really bougie right now.
It's not bougie. It's called survival. When it's 95 plus, high humidity.
Dude, I'm talking about buying you a nice ass fucking shirt with hand fucking stitch and shit in it, and you're telling me no, that's not how that shirt needs to be.
No, it can't. Right now, my shirt is just a plain gray, battleship gray kind of shirt. But the whole thing, it's air conditioning on the body. When you get the
I know exactly what you're talking about.
Oh, now he wants an air conditioner in this shirt. What the hell?
Yeah,
I know exactly what kind of shirt you're talking about. But I'm telling you, I know someone that can hand stitch all the other shit in there.
No, because it'll chafe on the skin, and I got sensitive skin.
That's bougie ass bullshit right there.
No.
I agree 110% with Rob. Rob, I agree. I'm telling it straight up, people. For once, you're gonna hear me say I agree with Rob. That's 100% bougie ass bullshit.
Daniel's special.
No, I mean you just don't. You don't have to go overboard on money on the stuff to have a good quality shirt.
I wasn't going overboard. I'm just telling you, it's a quality shirt and hand stitching, but you don't want hand stitching. That's
No, hand stitching. No,
that.
See, he didn't even wait to see what that person offered. He was just instantly like, "Oh hell no, hell no."
Yeah,
my last tour, they went and got an embroidering machine, and they made me go to the class to learn it. I only had 6 months left in the Navy. I called them total idiots because I ain't going to go up there. I'm not going to learn nothing, and I'm not going to teach nobody nothing about this thing. Why? Because I don't care. I got 6 months left out of a 20-year career. You need to send somebody else that gives a crap.
Oh, hold on. So basically, what you're saying is you were kind of butthurt about the whole situation, and that's now carrying forward into this situation. And it's not about the fact that someone's offering to get you a nice shirt and all the rest of it. You're just kind of butthurt about the whole hand stitching and using the machine and doing this and doing that.
It's not the term butthurt is not the correct one. It's called PTSD.
See, I think he's got the PTSD, but the problem.
I think butthurt. I think butthurt is the exact fucking word.
Maybe. I mean, the shirt is probably got to be better than Hot Pots, or else he's gonna feel a certain way.
Dude, it's gonna be way more quality than fucking Hot Pots. Look, I'm literally offering to buy the guy a fucking quality ass shirt.
No, you don't have. I mean, these shirts. I mean, you don't have to go out and buy it or whatever. I pay my own way, and I'm thinking I'm just gonna pick my own little spot.
Not what your wife said.
Look. You had someone reach out to you as a sponsor. Take it as a way of now you're being sponsored. It's someone trying to help you out, dude. I'm trying to help you out.
You see that? That's the only thing. That's the only thing I would ever expect. I accept as a sponsor shirt. You see that how it is in the back, vented to keep the airflow through. That way, my bald head ain't sweating through, staining a hat.
They will be quality.
It's an air-conditioned hat.
Quality shirts with quality.
Where was that hat made?
China.
Probably China, but no, I think they said it was all made in America. There's a local guy. But yeah, that's stitching from an embroidering machine.
No, I'm not talking an embroidery machine. I'm talking hand stitching, man. The guy hand stitches this shit.
You got a guy that hand stitches?
Dude, yeah, I do.
So he'll take their stuff. He just don't want your stuff, Scotsman.
I guess so. I mean, dude, I'm literally fucking offering to spend some good money and get him quality fucking shirts, and he's being a dick about it.
Yeah, I'm a dick. That's all there is to it. Hey, you resemble the people you hang out with.
Hey, you know what? I'm not a dick. I'm an asshole. So there's a big difference. and remember, it's Mr. Asshole. I've earned my title. I've earned my title.
No, I think it's just plain old first name ass, second last name hole.
No, it's Mr. Asshole.
From what I understand, you are what you eat. So.
Ooh.
So you're calling Scotsman a dick? Boy, that's harsh. And Fuzzy is out there. Did you notice that, Scotsman?
I did. I saw him out there.
Hey,
I think he missed the whole.
Yeah, Rob, you got any General Towels left to show?
You have any left?
No, man, it's gone. It's gone and in the garbage. I even ate the broccoli, everything. It's gone.
Gone and in the garbage.
Yep. The containers tossed away. Because I've got enough of those free containers.
Well, Fuzzy, you missed out on some good General Tso's, man.
It's pretty good. Pretty good. I've had better.
Rob actually went out and spent money and bought some General Tso.
How do we know he spent his own money? Maybe his girlfriend just showed up with it.
It could have been. We don't know. Just like when he bought pizza earlier in the week, we don't know. Did he spend his own money or did he spend her money? We don't know.
Whose money was spent?
It was yours. And I got change for you.
Oh, you got change?
It was 21 bucks. For the
Wow. All right.
Yeah.
Damn. You better be good to
You
her.
heard it live.
You better be good to her the way that she's lying for you.
She's not.
Yeah, I definitely do not lie for him.
Is it enough change for a beer?
Change for a beer?
Enough change for a beer.
Enough change for a beer? Maybe. Although I don't remember how much money you gave me to give you your change. So.
Hey, we got a question for you there, girlfriend of Rob.
Oh boy.
Oh God.
If Rob was to have, you know how these NASCAR guys got their sponsors all over their cars and their shirts and clothes and stuff. Who would be Rob's sponsors?
Mm-hmm. I don't know about that.
Come on, girl, say something.
That's a tough one, right?
That is.
It's Valtrex, man.
Well, can I pick people he would like to be his sponsors?
Oh no, products. Say because like M&M's has a car, they put M&M's on and stuff.
Oh
like
yeah,
that.
M&M's would definitely be a sponsor. M&M's and Smith & Wesson. Maybe 9-line. He's got a whole line of 9-line clothing.
Oh, and they're calling me bougie. When I go out there and just go straight out, mine would be Ben Gay and all this AARP.
Captain Morgan.
Captain Morgan.
I don't want to.
Corona.
Viagra. Take half a dose before bed so you don't roll out.
Oh, hold on. Everything that you're bringing up costs money, and we all know Rob is a fucking cheap motherfucker.
Yeah, it depends because he's not cheap with everything.
Oh, there's Rob's sponsor right there. Depends.
That's messed up.
You're gonna let Rob take one of your sponsors, Fudd?
Well, depends. I'd put it on a shirt and wear it.
We're gonna make that happen, man. I'm gonna get you a shirt. It's gonna happen.
And the way as slow as my wheels are at these matches, they wouldn't laugh at me. They would laugh with me on this air. It's like I got the accuracy and the hand speed and the aim, but as far as the wheels of running around the course, it just ain't getting there.
I was gonna bring that up, 67 Rebel. You actually get change in New York?
Sometimes. So she's got a habit of forgetting to give me my change, or she used to. It's been a long time. So.
Habit of, I magically forgot. Yeah, okay.
She gets sidetracked, this and that, and then it gets
2 days later, I still got your change.
Yeah. Here's 3 piles of money. You don't have to give me any. I still got change.
Yeah, she magically forgot. Yep. Yep.
Just spend it.
Yeah. She doesn't just blow it usually.
Ever.
Fuzz brings up an excellent point. For those of you that do not remember, and there will be a video. I was gonna do it the other day, but I was pretty sore. Black Freedom Ring is coming up, so July 4th, 5 o'clock Eastern. Get out, make a video, do some shooting, and post it up 5 o'clock Eastern, July 4th, and let's blow up YouTube. I plan on getting out there and doing some shooting here in the next couple of days. I gotta pick up a gun that I just got here recently. I gotta pick that up, load some ammo, and then we'll get out and do some shooting. But yeah, get out there and do it, man. It's a big thing, celebrating our freedom and celebrating what America's all about.
You can have fun with those videos. I remember doing one, and honestly, I had fun doing it. But looking back, I think I looked like an idiot. But it was fun.
It doesn't matter what you look like. Look, dude, here's the thing, man. You know, I've been doing this for the last, fucking 10 years. I look like an idiot every fucking time I go out and do it. It doesn't matter. It's not about whether you look good or not. It's about getting out there and actually doing it. And the stuff that you can do and put out good information, help people, that's what it's about. It's not whether you look good or you look like an idiot. 9 times out of 10, I look like a fucking idiot. It doesn't matter. Get out there and have fun, man. That's all that matters. Get out there and have fun.
Let Freedom Ring videos specifically. You have seen me in red, white, and blue tie-dyes while wearing shorts. You've seen me in U.S. flag capes. Yeah, I look like a flippin' idiot. But it's a blast. It's fun. That is the
fun.
point. Is I'm out entertaining myself. And I think it's even more entertaining for others to be able to point and laugh at me. Have at it. It is what it is.
No, that's exactly it, man. It's get out there and have fun. If you're out there and you've never made a video and you're considering making one, get out there and do it. Just do it. Don't sit there and think, oh, I can't do this or I can't do that. No, you can. And yeah, you may look stupid, but that's okay. 90% of us do. It's okay. Get out there and make a fucking video. Have fun. And as long as you're having fun with it, that's all that matters. You're being safe. You're doing the things that need to be done. You're having fun, and you're celebrating America. And you're celebrating what America stands for. That's what matters. All right, Alan, we're almost halfway through. You want to go through the side chat?
I will. According to the YouTubes, the participants list is pretty much non-existent. But Fuzz Fork 8, Bama Dad, 67 Rebel, out there, Ozzy Osbourne, Vanessa Kitty really just turning it on this evening. I mean, yep. Edward Petty, good to see everybody out there. Yeah, it's I have no idea what YouTube is saying. There's nothing out there, but yep, we see ya. Yep, Kyle, he say Fluffy 10 mil out there. Yep. Thanks for joining us.
Well, you guys bring up the whole gun con thing earlier. I didn't really get to jump in on that, and I just figured I'd throw in real quick. gotta say, I'd be pissed off if I spent all this time and money going across country to go to this damn show and got thrown out. So maybe I already said it live. I don't know, but as it's been stated a few times, I'm a cheap bastard. When you gotta like, I'm assuming because I've never been to Gun
Yeah.
Con, but a lot of these shows you gotta like submit paperwork ahead of time to get kind of vetted through for press passes and things like this. I don't know if it's the same way, but if they, even had advance notice, I mean, from my understanding, these were like speakers that were
Yes.
known to be there. So what the hell are they doing throwing this up 10 minutes after it starts? Like, I'd honestly be pissed, like pissed. I mean, I wouldn't throw down there and end up in jail, but I'd want to. You know what I
We-
mean? Like that's some bullshit. They could have said something. I mean, are they afraid that people would have made videos ahead of time if they were notified and if the place would have been boycotted? Or are they just being straight up assholes? Was the owner pressured last minute by this other person that showed up mysteriously right after these people left that were, all about what they weren't? I don't know. I guess however you can want to put it. I don't want to say the wrong things and shit, but yeah, it just seems like a bunch of bullshit. And if that's the case, what? 3 people's rights got pushed aside for one? Like,
This
I
was a
just-
Canadian-owned company
Just
out of
crazy.
Toronto, which is the hardest leaning left place in Canada. And these were 3 keynote speakers on the main panel that they went back and watched some older videos of theirs where their views didn't agree with their views. So, I mean, they were highly DEI, and they promote this company in Canada that they should take 11-year-olds, kids like in that age group, who just because their teachers are saying, hey, it's cool to be this and that. And if you are a girl trapped in a man's body, you should go ahead and have this surgery, even without your parents' knowledge.
Okay, I don't like that.
Yeah,
If
and
you're
one
a
was an
child,
attorney
it's
general
fine.
that outlawed that in his state. And you had Johnny B and the other gun guy who
Well, what's
weren't
the
afraid
problem
to
with
go
that? I
public.
mean, kids aren't allowed to make, crazy to sit. Can they get a tattoo at 14? I mean,
No.
do you just allow them to eat candy all day long and ice cream because that's what they want? I mean,
You had a
Well,
corporation out of
look,
Canada that
what the
wanted to
hell?
restrict America's First
You-
Amendment of free speech.
you got to look at the big picture of it. The big picture of it is not just about the whole DEI and all the rest of it. You got to look at the big picture because we have a lot of problems when it comes to women having babies too. They're out there talking about trying to fucking kill babies before they're born and doing this and doing that and all the other bullshit. It's from a perspective of a country that's supposed to be all about freedom and it's supposed to be about your rights. It's funny to me how much everyone's rights are trampled on constantly because someone feels this way or someone feels that way. I'm sorry. I'm pretty sure when I swore an oath to the Constitution, it didn't have shit to do with your fucking feelings. I'm pretty sure when I swore an oath to the Constitution, I swore an oath to the Constitution and I swore an oath to the fucking United States, not to your fucking butthurt little fucking feelings.
And especially if you're someone that's not a U.S. citizen and you're a foreigner in Canada trying to restrict our First Amendment rights here in the United States. Why do we even let foreign corporations and companies own American land, let alone buildings? Why are, foreign entities and companies allowed to do this? Like buying massive amounts of land besides our military bases? China.
Yeah, and they absolutely should not be allowed to kick off Americans. It's you're in our fucking land. You're here in our land. You don't have the right to kick us out.
Well, I don't know. I just think back to the whole show thing. I mean, without any like threats, major drama, anything, I don't understand how the hell they can justify doing that. Like, you're gonna displace 3 with speakers and whatnot for one that I would assume had a problem. I don't know, and maybe bring it up to the owners or something. I'm not sure, and I'm just assuming. I don't know. Maybe the owner took it upon himself, but coincidentally, somebody showed up right after all that went down. So, I mean, if there shouldn't be any reason it's America. Jesus, none of us agree on anything. Like, we agree on some things generally, but we that's what we are. We all have different preferences and stuff, whatever. So I don't understand, why they couldn't hold an event with people that maybe are on a different side of an issue, unless there was threats or something like that being made. I mean, it just
it's pretty simple. They got butthurt, man.
bad,
They got
man.
butthurt, and again, it goes back to I don't care what your fucking feelings are. You don't have the right to turn around and tell me I cannot do this or do that because you're butthurt. You don't have that right. Period. It doesn't matter who you are. It doesn't matter if you own the property. Regardless, you do not have the right to turn around and tell someone in a free country, supposed to be a free country, that I'm sorry, but I'm butthurt. You can't do this. You can't do that. No, go fuck yourself. I can do whatever the hell I want in a free fucking country.
You're right.
I'd argue that fact because, I mean, being the owner, I think just like your house, I think you got the right to say who's in your house or not. But I think it's completely shitty for you to host a party. Everybody knows who's coming. There's going to be speakers, whatever's going on at your place, and then you wait until people get there.
Here's the thing with it, man. Look,
that's messed up.
No, here's the thing with it. They were already vetted. All these people were vetted already. So to turn around and kick them out after the fact, that's bull.
That's what I'm saying. It's like it almost seems like
they've already been vetted.
They'd have some legal percussions on this for the waste of expense or something. I don't know. I mean, I don't know. I don't know. It just seems, definitely pretty shitty. Pretty shitty.
Yeah, when they've already been vetted and they've gone through all the bullshit and all the rest of it. Again, look, you got to understand, this is supposed to be a free fucking country. You don't have the right to turn around just because you don't like my opinion or this opinion or that opinion to tell me to leave. You don't have that right, period. You don't.
You're right. As long as you're not breaking the law, it shouldn't be a fucking problem with anyone. I mean, like with Johnny, he's the same age as me. I've seen him get shit at the NRA shows, and I've been stood next to him, and there's people been at the NRA show, and they give you a dirty look, and you think, what's your problem, motherfucker? And then Johnny turns to me and says, no, it's not you, it's me. And he gets shit from quite a few people, but he's pissed off because he didn't get enough sleep, and he's come all the way back home again, and it's a fucking shit show,
No, and rightly so. You should be pissed. I'd be pissed. But, to me, that's bullshit, man.
But I think in the future, the organisers of it need to look at where they're going to hold these things.
There's a reason I don't go to any of these shows and all the rest of it. And I've said it before. I don't agree with a lot of the shit that happens at these places. And a lot of it's all bought and paid for. And that's why, number one, why I don't go, because it's all bought and paid for. I don't agree with any of that shit. If I'm going somewhere, I'm going somewhere as a free agent. You're not owning me, and you're not telling me what I can and cannot do, and you have zero right over me. Period. That's it. And if I'm going there, I'm going there on my own free will. That's why I don't go to these shows, because these shows, you are subject to certain restrictions, and I'm not doing that shit. I'm not. I point blank refuse. I will not be subject to restrictions. I'm not gonna be. I don't care how big the show is or what it is. I'm not doing it when you're trying to restrict me.
I wonder how long it will take when this video won't be able to load up as far as YouTube kicks it off.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, and this chat will probably get taken down too because we're talking about shit that actually matters. So they'll probably take this shit down too. We got the wonderful YouTube auditor out there fucking watching, so I'm pretty sure they'll probably pull this shit too. By the way, go eat a bowl of dicks. I'll steal Alan's line for this week.
Jump into a wood chipper.
You're the one that's gonna have to pay the royalties. It's fine.
I'll pay it with this finger, and I'll pay it with this finger.
Well, actually, Alan, he didn't come up with that line.
No. And I've been told that I have to pay royalties, but nobody ever gave me an address to send that fake check. I mean, that check.
Oh,
to.
I've got it. I've got the address. You send the check to. It happens to be in South Carolina.
I bet you do.
Oh, let's start talking smack about our old brother YouTubers.
All right, so let's I'm not gonna talk smack, but let's talk about Rob for a second. So for those of you out there that haven't seen Pop's Quest, Pop's Quest has been out there busting his butt and out in the gym, and he's getting ready to go out there and do shows, and he's trying to make himself better and be better, and gotta give the guy credit, man.
I love the guy to death, but I really don't want to look at pictures of him only wearing a banana hammock flexing.
Yeah, I'm not going to disagree with you. I don't want to see him half naked either.
Half naked? What do you mean? He's 99% naked with a banana hammock.
I was trying to be nice. Jesus Christ. I'll stop trying to be nice.
Yeah, just the cowboy shot enough. That was enough. I didn't need to see any more, but I gotta say, very, very impressive. I know the guy has been a workhorse his entire life, but when you're getting into our ages, it's really, really hard to put muscle on, more or less even just retain what you've got.
It's tough, and I'll tell you all straight up right now. I with this accident, I've lost so much strength. I'm weak as fuck. I'm not gonna lie to y'all. I am weak as fuck, and I am trying to figure out and do things to start rebuilding muscle, but I am so weak it's not even funny.
Oh,
you
know how I am about videoing yourself when you're shooting, and I was videoing myself shooting. It's like this stance here, and every time it recoiled, I'm getting the jiggle going on right here, and I was embarrassed as crap about that. Seeing that, I'm gonna have to work on the guns.
Yeah, for me, it's all working on rebuilding strength. I've lost so much in the last 6 months as far as strength and just everything in general. It's bad. Like, I'm not joking. It's bad. Like I lost a lot of strength, and it's horrible. So I'm trying to rework that and figure things out and start working on trying to rebuild everything.
Still have your bed?
I finally kind of have the back under control somewhat. So between doing the things I've been doing and seeing the massage therapist and having her work on me, that's been helping a lot. And so now it's just trying to figure out what we got to do to start rebuilding the muscle. Because like I said, I've lost a ton of muscle, and it's not good. Like I've lost a ton. Like, you all thought I was skinny before, but I'm fucking skinny as fuck. I've literally, I'm a fucking rake, and it's not even funny anymore.
God damn.
It's horrible, man. It's fucking horrible, dude. I'm not happy with it by any means, and I'm just trying to figure out what the hell I got to do to fix it. You know, it's trial and error because I got to watch what I'm doing too. Is I can push myself so far, but I got to watch because if I push too far, then I end up hurting the back, and I got to be careful because I'm not trying to hurt the back. So it's, you know, it's give and take and play around and do this and do that and try and figure out what works and what doesn't work.
There's a couple ways to build muscle in a hurry. But, you know, some are easier than others, and some are a lot more fun. So with that in mind, I suggest you find a really, really good woman, and your activity and levels will pick right on up. And you give it a couple months, and well, I won't even say what you'll be able to do on air, but it'll be impressive.
You'll get your change back.
So I'll just for any ladies out there that are listening, I have no issue in that department. I'm just telling you straight up. I know exactly where he's going, and I got no issue in that department, ladies. The strength that I'm talking about is my arms are fucking weak, my legs are weak, and it's bad. I gotta work on the arm strength. I gotta work on the leg strength. It's not a good situation. We'll get there. We'll get there, though. I know how to do the things I gotta do. It's just going through it and pushing through it and trying to figure out how far I can push myself before my back starts to hurt and all the rest. I just gotta watch. I will say though that the last 2-3 weeks have probably been the best few weeks I've had in the last year and a half. So we're definitely going in the right direction. It still sucks, but we're going in the right direction.
Whatever you do, stay on top of it, because that's the biggest thing is to continue pushing forward through the pain. You know, don't overdo it, but at the same time, don't underdo it either, because you're just cheating yourself. So
no, you got to, man. You got to push, dude, and that's always been my thing of pushing through no matter what. You know, it's like when I go see the massage therapist, for example, she's always going, well, if it hurts too much, just tell me. Well, I'm someone that has a very high pain tolerance. Telling me that really doesn't mean anything to me because I'm gonna sit there and take everything you're giving me. And so it's kind of a backwards thing because I really got to kind of pay attention because if it gets to the point where it's too much, I don't even know what too much is because my pain tolerance is through the fucking roof. So I really got to try and pay attention and watch that. And it's happened a couple times where she's got me pretty good. But yeah, no, it's just, I fight through it. I do what I got to do. One of the biggest things that I've been doing in the last month or so is just watching my speed. I have to walk slow. If I as soon as I start walking fast, I have problems. I have to watch my speed and go slow. Anytime I start really trying to put any kind of momentum on that pace, I start seeing issues. So it's just really trying to keep an eye on myself and tell myself, hey, we got to stop. We gotta take it back a little bit. We gotta do this. We gotta do that. And I'm not gonna lie, it sucks, man. It sucks, but it is what it is. I gotta do it for the time being until I can rebuild all of the things that need to be rebuilt. And that's the thing of it. It's a process, and it's all about trying to rebuild things and get things back on track, and understanding your body and listening to your body.
I don't know. That all sounds well and great, but you ever want a number? I know a chick. You'll feel great, man. Let me tell you.
All right, hold on, folks. Hold on. So this guy's sitting here going, "Hey, I know a chick. I'll give you her number." But in order for me to talk to this guy, I have to email him because he won't give me his number because for whatever fucking reason. I've known this guy for fucking years. I've met this guy in fucking person. I still don't have his goddamn fucking phone number. And yet you're sitting there going, "Hey, I know a chick. Let me give you her phone number." Yeah, okay.
You ain't got his number?
I have absolutely zero faith in the number that you're gonna give me.
I've got his number.
I bet you do.
Yeah.
You're a seamstress, so I'm not surprised.
I'm a retired aviation survival equipment.
You are a seamstress.
I am a retired U.S. Navy aviation.
You are a seamstress.
Survival equipment man. Just because I have a sewing machine.
You are a seamstress.
Yeah. I made a lot of beer money. I did more beer money work than, money that was donated to the Blind Naval Orphans Fund than actually work that I had to do with it. Pool covers, boat seats.
I didn't say you weren't a good seamstress. I'm just saying you're a seamstress.
Yeah.
Your title is what
I don't
your
have to
title
take
is.
that from you. I only got to take that. I only have to take that from veterans.
You
weren't in.
Your title is what your fucking title is.
You don't have the right. You weren't in. You weren't in.
Up. You are a fucking seamstress.
You don't have the right.
I have the right.
I
have the right. You know why I have the right?
Veterans have
I live in a free fucking country. So yes, I have the right. You are a fucking seamstress.
No, you don't have the right. You
are a good seamstress, but you are a fucking seamstress.
Only those have gone over and sweated and bled.
I have the right as a free American. Kiss my ass.
Yeah. And us veterans have the right is to show up and whip your ass.
Well, bring it.
That's why I said a bunch of veterans, big pack of us.
Bring it.
Get you drunk. You'll wake up naked in some fountain in some Democrat city.
Yeah,
you'll wake up naked. You'll wake up naked in a fountain in Cleveland.
You're all fucked up, weird fucking veterans. Yeah, you got some weird kink going on. Hey, we're gonna get you drunk and fuck you up and you're gonna wake up butt ass naked. Blah blah. Yeah.
In a fountain in Cleveland. If that don't scare you. That crap's been done.
Look,
And then
man,
somebody like me
it's-
throws in a bag of yellow sea dye marker that turns you lime green for about 2 months.
Hey, it's pretty simple. Like I said, you, sir, are a highly decorated seamstress, and we appreciate you being a seamstress. But that's exactly what you are. And yes, I have the right to say that. So kiss my ass.
In the next somewhere in the next couple years, you guys are going to see a lime green leprechaun. Next, we go on a road trip, man. Your ass is getting nailed.
Look,
That's going to be a
Arms are
mighty
gonna
tall
get him.
leprechaun.
All his
y'all need
clothes are going to start falling apart.
y'all need to understand something. I'm going to say this, and y'all need to listen carefully and pay attention. And those that are out there, I mean this. Pay attention. In the next year, sometime in the next year, you will actually see something with a G word, and you will see it being destroyed properly. And it's not going to be a fake one like me and Daniel did last time. It's going to be the real deal. It's going to be the whole shebang. And I'm going to take it down to Daniel's and we're going to fuck it up.
Since I've been out here talking, let's see. There's a groundhog right now. I've already seen 3 deer. When I first got out here, I was off the thing because I was trying to get the binoculars on this one really big bodied deer all by himself that was out in the field. Big. Gene got bumped up in the classification.
He got lucky.
Yeah,
I'm just going to tell how it is. He got lucky.
No, my wheels for the first 6 stages, I mean, I was not moving fast at all. I was slow. But the second half, I think everybody else kind of like crapped out, and I was still steady. I can't get revenge now until I can, I ain't going to tell him how I'm going to get him. But I know within the next couple of years, I will have the opportunity to get Scotsman, and I will turn him lime green. I got to make sure I still got some of this stuff. If not, I'm going to have to call somebody.
Maybe you need some bougie shoes to make you run around that course a little quicker. Keep your feet cooler and be like that shirt you got going.
Morels. Those shoes there, Morels, are really good.
Dave, you're right. There is no Blarney Stone in Scotland. That's right, brother. There is no Blarney Stone.
Well, the Scotsman is a nut full of Blarney. He oozes Blarney out of his sweat glands. He pisses Blarney. Unlike me.
I pissed more alcohol than anyone's ever fucking drank in this goddamn country.
See, me, I just piss excellence. Where Scotsman, he just pisses Blarney.
Notre Dame. What the fuck?
It burns when I pee.
Oh, boy.
So Independence Day is coming up. You guys doing anything? What's going on? We throwing a party?
Well, Independence Day, we'll definitely have our Let Freedom Ring videos going, and then maybe, I don't know for sure, but maybe there'll be a special live stream.
There gonna be a cover fee, handing out
Well,
drinks and shit.
I mean, do you want to charge for it?
Me? No, I just want free drinks. You figure
Well,
you get Daniel to pay, and then
I
that'll cover
mean,
the
look,
drinks.
look, you're a cheap ass bastard. I'm not. I'm not paying for your drinks, man. I'll buy you one.
You'll buy that asshole a shirt that he don't even want. You can't even buy me a drink.
I will buy you one, and that's it. You buy the rest yourself, but I will buy you one.
Take a picture of Captain and Coke, please.
Rob, do you know how to get a you know how to get a pig to drink?
I'm afraid to ask.
Deny it, and then they'll want it forever.
You know what, Rob? I'll buy you the picture, man. Just because I'm a nice guy. I'll buy you the picture, but everything else is on your ass after that.
Well, I'll cover the rest, but as long as you leave my ass out of it, though.
All right. You're the one that brought up ass, not me.
Scotsman. You're hurting Alan's feelings.
Alan don't have feelings.
Yeah, he does.
I was about to say you added an S to that word. I only have one.
And Alan's like me. He don't give a flying fuck about shit.
Unless you touch his Beamer.
Is that a car or a bike?
Thought it was his new girlfriend.
Oh, jeez.
Well, yeah, No, it's a car. It's a car. It's a 15-year-old car. It's a little road hard, put away wet, and yeah, it's fun as all get out.
You got it for a good price, though, right?
Yeah, in all actuality, I got it for a great price. I haven't had to do really anything to it. I am in doing stuff to it and continue to be doing stuff to it. More molesting it and treating it badly because it was bone stock when I got it, and it's not going to be bone stock. It's already not bone stock. So one of the first things that happened is I ditched about 85 pounds worth of resignator and muffler.
I told you he was out street racing.
I thought he was going to say he was taking it to the African safari place where his Jeep got molested.
Well, yeah. This is just actually a little bit quicker and more responsive, so I'll be able to dodge the camels this time, but I'm not sure about the buffalo.
Yeah, you gotta watch those Beamers, man. Those things are expensive to fix.
Shit, by next year he'll have had $7,000 in bolt-ons and God knows what, 4 sets of tires, and the thing will be blown up in the driveway, and he'll be doing shows from the seat, thinking about the good old days.
Showing the wrap he put on it.
Hey, if he's gonna put a wrap on it, I want to see a camel wrap with a dent in it. It's got to have a dent in it.
I got to take my statement back, and I'm even going to knock on wood for him. I wish him luck. I do. I wish him luck. Have fun while you can, buddy.
Hey, yeah, it's a BMW. It could blow up sitting in the parking lot by itself right now.
You shut it off, it's fine. Turn it back on, there's 14 codes, 12 grand.
It's a fucking nightmare in the box. That's what it is. It's a nightmare in the box.
Yeah, BMW stands for broke man walking or big Mexican woman. But yeah.
Yeah, back in the day when I lived in Missouri, my teacher had a BMW and a sensor went out. It was $1,000 just for the sensor. And that wasn't including installation. That was just the sensor. Installation was X amount more on top of that too. BMWs are not fucking cheap.
Ghetto sled, drug dealing cars. You know, that's what they say,
Walter,
right? If you don't buy them new, the majority of them are owned by drug dealers.
Walter, it's a 2010 328 XI coupe. Yeah.
Yeah, Ozzy, I'm related to the Vikings too, man. There's a long history there, back and forth. My brother looked it up a while back. And we're related to the Vikings as well.
Yeah, Walter, I had a 325 at one point as well. That's the other BMW I've ever owned. Absolutely love that car. And yeah, I honestly wasn't expecting to buy a BMW. I just wanted a two-door manual car that was funner to drive, and it just ended up being a BMW.
There's nothing wrong with it. I've driven the BMW before, and they were fun to drive. They were a little. It was a little awkward. I'm not gonna lie, it's a little small for me. I struggle with the fitness thing, but I mean it's still fun to drive it. It was definitely small though. It was definitely a tight fit.
Yeah, you'll definitely fit in this thing. The seats in it have like 18 levers. It's ridiculous, and even my happy ass has to kind of scoot the seat up a bit.
I don't remember what the model was that I drove, but it was back in 2010, I think it was. It was a convertible. I don't remember what the model was though. But it had automatic and it had manual as well. You could do either one. It was fucking weird to drive it. It was just it was so weird trying to drive it in manual. It was not happy in manual, and it was just it was just a ridiculous thing. And like I said, I just wasn't happy. But it was so damn small. Like I struggled to fit in the damn thing. I had to see all the way back, and it was a joke. Like I was still struggling to even be able to sit in there properly. It was horrible. I want to say it was a Z model, but I don't remember which one.
So be honest with us. You're out there roll racing the kids.
No, but the non-blood son that works at the dealership, he's the one that blew up a 2009 Dodge Challenger, and he's quite envious at this point.
Ah.
All right,
So if you ever want to get rid of it, you already got a buyer.
so explain how he blew up the Challenger.
Oh, well, I
Get
mean,
first instead of third. No.
No. It just, I mean, uh, drove it like he was on video all the time. Um, I ended up helping him out, put a new set of drilled and slotted brakes all the way around it, and within a week he had them chewed up from doing power brakes. He literally drove this thing like he was putting on a video everywhere he went.
So he basically thought he was in a video game and was pushing it beyond its limits.
Yeah, pretty much drove it like he was in a video game. That would be the correct analogy, cuz I mean, constantly he was, I mean, he got 3 tickets from doing burnouts in front of cops.
I've done some stupid shit in my day, but yeah, no, I'm not doing that.
Yeah, the kids today are nuts, man. Like with stuff like that, I don't know. I mean, in our state, like infractions add up. They got a point system. You hit so many points, you're done. It doesn't matter. You got to wait and then reapply type deal. Uh, so I don't know how they do it. These days. Back in my juvenile days, we had like a circuit on the back road, stuff like that. There was a couple highways where people were tinkering around with nitrous, blew their cars up on fire and shit, and somebody pull over, they'd grab the plates if they could, and we'd just take the hell off. I mean, I don't know. We had places, but it was somewhat respectable. You know what I mean? People on back roads would start making their own custom signs, slow down, all this shit. Then he knew it was time to go to another place. But yeah, it was time and place with things. Sure, we might have killed ourselves or something like that, but we weren't out in midday traffic just bobbing and weaving and making videos. I don't know really how things have turned these days in a sense. Can't speak for you guys, but every once in a while we like to have fun, and really, every once in a while you kind of gotta feed your ride a little bit of speed, clean it out, blow the dust out that son of a bitch. But but it's all how, where, and how and when. You're not lighting shit on fire and taking over intersections. I just
No,
you don't want attention, but now it's the opposite.
You definitely got to put the pedal to the metal every now and then, and let it breathe and do what it wants to do. But you got to know when's the right time, and you really got to pay attention to what's going on around you. And
time and place.
I've done it before. I've done it plenty of times. I let that thing go, and I'll push it, and I'll get it as far as I think I can go with it, and then I'll back it off. I'm not going to push it beyond the point where I think I can go with it. You still gotta understand the limits of what you're driving. Don't try to push it beyond the limits. You still
push it in a safe spot. Some back road surrounded by cornfields, or at least if you die, you're just killing yourself. Or take it to the track.
Right. You
push it if you got the money, but the harder you drive, the more you pay, whether that's parts or tickets. It's just the way it is.
You just got to understand what you're doing, how you're doing it, and where you're at. And as long as you're in a good spot where, you can let it loose a little bit, then let it loose a little bit. But just pay attention to what's going on. Like Rob said, you don't want to be out there and have an accident and kill someone else and do this or do that. Shit happens to you. That's kind of on you. You made that choice to go ahead and put the pedal to the metal and do this and do that. So that's kind of on you at that point. But we got to pay attention to where we're at and who we're around and all the rest of it. We don't want to be out there and slam on it and hit someone else and do this or do that. And next thing you know, you got someone's death on your hands. You don't want that shit. You're out there just trying to let it loose a little bit. You're not trying to kill somebody. So don't be stupid with it.
Yeah. I can't tell you how furious I'd be if I found out my family members died because some kid was doing 140 through town and whacked him in an intersection. Like, they. Well, we're live, so I won't get into it. But let me tell you something. It wouldn't be a good day for anybody. For anybody.
No, dude. Well, so I'll say this past week, one of the biggest things that I've seen this past week that's really kind of pissed me off is people going way slower in the speed limit. And a lot of you might think that's not an issue, but it is an issue. It's a big issue because when you're supposed to be going X amount and they're going half of that, now you're having to fucking slam on your brakes. Now you're having to do this. Now you're having to do that. And it could cause all kinds of problems. You need to really pay attention to what the speed limits are. And if you don't want to drive the speed limit, don't be on the fucking road.
Yeah. These Amish buggies out here need to pick it up a little bit.
I'm sick and tired of it, man. The one dude yesterday was going fucking 35 and a 55.
Yeah, I got caught behind a guy going to work the other day for an estimate. Same thing. Secondary road, so you can only pass every 5-6 miles. There's a spot, and there's always cars coming. And this guy wants to do like 40 and a 55. It's like, what the hell? I'm supposed to be there. It's supposed to take so long, And it just, that shit does drive me crazy. I mean, you kind of wish you can just push him out the goddamn way, honestly, but.
No,
can't legally do that, but like you're saying, people come around the corner, they're jacking on the brakes. It's especially in the wintertime too. It's bad.
It's a big danger because if you're not paying attention to what's going on and you magically come around the corner and here's this guy going half the fucking speed he's supposed to be going, now you're slamming on your brakes. Now you have problems.
Well,
And that causes problems to the person behind you and so on and so forth. It's not a simple thing. That person in front of you ain't thinking about nothing. They're thinking about themselves. It's not cool to be doing shit like that.
Well, usually those people that are driving so slow like that, they shouldn't be driving because they're blind.
Right. And like the guy I had earlier today, I went around him. He was doing 35 and a 55. And I shit you not, I went around him and he didn't even see me. Like literally didn't even see me go around him. I was watching him the entire time and he still didn't see me. When I went around him, I indicated going back over the whole 9 yards and he still did not see me. You could just tell by his facial reactions.
That's
be careful.
One of the things that I have found out about being a BMW driver, the hardest part about being a BMW driver is learning how to not use my turn signals.
Yeah. I'd tell people be careful though. I can give you a perfect example. I came up on somebody like that. Same scenario. Guy's doing like almost half the speed limit, and cars are backing up. There was an opening to pass the guy. So I'm like, all right, sweet. I'm nice and clear. It's all legal. I downshift and go ahead and take it. Well, I go out, just normal passing. Well, this asshole wants to jump on the gas. And of course, everybody's thinking the same thing I am. They want to pass him too. So now where I was is gone. And there's other cars getting ready to pop out too. So now I'm like stuck going side by side with this son of a bitch. So I dropped it, ran him, got up ahead so I can get around. Other than that, I guess I was going to have to drop back 5-6 car lengths or something like that. I don't know. Maybe somebody would have let me back over. Well, all this was taking place. There was a damn state trooper sitting on the side of the road, pulled me over quick as shit, started yelling at me like, what do you like passing people and blah, blah, blah. Like, he didn't see this guy, that was doing well under the speed limit, now doing over the speed limit, trying not to let me over, none of that shit. Needless to say, I got a goddamn ticket because of this slow son of a bitch wanting to play around when I went to pass him. So just, be careful out there. You get fed up, but sometimes it's, might not even just be worth it.
Yeah, you
Rob,
gotta
never
watch
played
them.
football, did you? Rob, you never played football, did you?
I did, but very, very short. Very short.
Well, the lesson you didn't learn, it's not the guy that throws the first punch that gets the penalty. It's the guy that throws the second one.
Yeah, you always gotta watch
Good
out.
point. Yeah.
You always gotta watch out for what's going on, man. Especially on the road. We can try to go around people and do this and do that and the other thing, but you always got to pay attention and look for potential things that could happen. Cops are everywhere. There's fucking hidden cars everywhere too. They're not advertised. They're out there. We know they're out there. And it all comes down to you just paying attention. You literally just got to watch every little thing you can. And I'll say one thing that I do that a lot of people probably don't do. Even if I know where I'm going, I have maps on just because, for the simple reason of every now and then it'll pop up and say, cops are in this area, blah, blah, blah. I have it on just for that. It's not because I don't know where I'm going. I know where I'm going, but I have it on for the simple fact of, hey, it's popping up and saying, hey, we know these, it was reported that cops are out in this particular way or whatever. It's not a bad thing to do. It's a simple thing and gives you kind of a little bit of heads up, and just pay attention to what's going on.
We use Waze, basically the same thing. Whether it's an hour trip or whatever, unless it's right across town or something, but we'll pop it up. I mean, it's not even just that. I've been driving, late at night, I don't know, coming back from wherever, states away, and it'll pop up object in the road, so she tells me, she's like, there's an object in the road, right lane or whatever. So switch lanes and then see a giant ass black garbage can or something laying in the road. The car I was in at the time was like 4 inches off the ground at best. Like, it would have totally destroyed my bumper, even though it's just a garbage can. You know what I mean? It just wouldn't have been pleasant to hit in the middle of the night, if you're long trip,
You don't know, man. You don't know.
Yeah. It's like, so even stuff like that is kind of helpful. Object in the road could be a tire. Like, one time there was a damn ladder crossing 2 lanes. So Waze was like, getting a fast lane type, and that's what I did. And sure as shit, there was an aluminum A ladder laying across 2 lanes. Like, if it wasn't so ran over, I might have picked the son of a bitch up, but it was already toast. But the last thing you want to do, especially like if you're on a motorcycle, come down the road and hit something like that unexpected, shit, it's gonna be a bad day,
No,
So just for that reason alone, even a car. But
especially if you're driving at night, you don't know, you can't see, and these things pop up in the last second, so you really got to pay attention. And having that simple thing on there makes a difference. It's not. It might seem stupid to some people, but I'm telling you straight up. I do it on purpose because I want to understand the things that are coming up in front of me and potentially see the hazards or the risks or whatever may be there. It doesn't hurt anything and doesn't cost anything, so why not do it?
yeah, I'd say it's completely saved my ass, at least from dealing with something on the side of the road once or twice. And as far as
that's
probably
exactly
more.
why that's exactly why I drive with my brights on all the time, because I want to be able to see what's in front of me.
Oh, you're one of those assholes.
No, actually, I'm one of those assholes that has upgraded headlights that
oh, you're a
just
super
ruined.
Asshole.
What's even worse is like my non-blood son that does mechanics at this dealership. He drives a lifted up F-150, and the lights that he put on this thing, I swear, can light up a runway. They are just
Dude, all you guys are
bright as
doing,
shit.
all you guys are
Dude,
doing is making it so bright, you're blinding people, and they're just gonna run into you like flies to a light because they can't see nothing, especially in the rain.
You are exactly like the motherfuckers that I sit here out here cussing all day long because I'm driving home. I got the brights on. I see someone else coming. I turn my brights off, and it's still bright as fuck. And I'm cussing them out left, right, and fucking center. You're exactly that fucking person, dude.
Yeah, the BMW has adaptive headlights, and they move around. If you turn, the headlights turn, and the fog light comes on. The Jeep, the Cherokee, on the other hand, it's instead of xenon lights in the BMW, it's got LEDs. Well, the LEDs are by far brighter, and they do the same kind of thing. And I get more people complaining about the stock headlights that came in this Cherokee by far. Now, okay, the BMW is a lot lower to the ground, and so that makes more sense. But headlights these days are absolutely ridiculous. They've gone way off the boat with it. They in the United States, they basically made the incandescent bulbs, which were what, FUD, 15, $20 at most.
Dude, they're
To
strapping like
replace.
helicopter spotlights on cars now. That's basically what it's like. I mean, this shit,
Right.
you can light up the goddamn moon with these things. It's getting to be a bit much.
But if you have to replace a light, the whole bumper's got to come off. You might even have to pull a fender off in order to be able to remove the whole light housing, and then it's also computerized.
It's beyond stupid to what you have to do to do some of these basic things that you want to do. You're not wrong. You may have to remove this house or that house, and
With the Jeep, they want like $1,400 for the headlights assemblies. Place I was just at earlier today, we were just talking about it. Something fell off a dude's truck, no tailgate, bounced off the ground, hit this guy's wife's Jeep, messed up the front end, and basically, I forgot exactly, it was thousands of dollars to get these headlight assemblies. It was cheaper to buy two aftermarkets when they only needed one. But you figure if you're going to switch to aftermarket, they got to match. So they bought two aftermarkets to replace it because it was cheaper. And I think they spent like $800 or something like that. And like he's saying, the bumper don't just come off. Like you got to pull off like the whole front of the freaking car to get to this goddamn thing. Like that's ridiculous. This is supposed to be a Jeep. I was just bitching about this. Jeeps are marketed as off-road vehicles. Now we all know most people don't drive them off-road, but the bumper should be easy to remove, swap, change. It's a goddamn Jeep. That's the whole point of a Jeep. It's supposed to be bumped up and in the bushes.
Well,
what the hell doing now?
And to your point, myself and Daniel, we have Toyotas, and they're supposed to be designed for off road as well. But when you go to do oil changes, or you go to do this or go to do that, there's a lot of shit you got to pull off just to do those. It's not a simple thing of just undo this and undo that. There's a lot of shit you got to pull off to do those simple things.
Yeah, well, skid plates create problems. I mean, if it's a true off-road, but a lot of those you can even get maintenance windows. You know, if you're spending money, you put into it and whatnot. It's still more difficult.
If you want to drop the money into a skid plate and have that window, yeah, you can do that. There's options out there. But yeah, no, it's just I'm just saying there's a lot of things that come into play that was things that are technically supposed to be off-road ready. They're not always off-road ready. There's a lot of
majority of times they're not. Majority of them aren't.
You have to adjust for or change this or change that.
And I don't know, newer cars just piss me off, honestly. All the technology, the cost they want for all this technology. And we all know what happens to plastic shit. Like, you give it 10 years and plastic shit starts to degrade and fall apart in most cases. All this type of
Well,
stuff is
one of the big
ridiculous
things
these days.
one of the big things that gets me is MIM. So for those of you that are not familiar with MIM, that's machine injection molded, and a lot of stuff in modern cars are MIM parts, and they're machine injection molded. And what is that? You may be asking. That's basically a form of plastic, and unfortunately, it doesn't hold up well. And you're gonna
Plastic
have
water pumps. I mean, they're using plastic everywhere now. It's ridiculous.
you're gonna have all kinds of issues with it, and you're gonna have all kinds of issues, throughout the car. That's just what it is. But that's what they've been doing recently. They've been doing more and more of that because it's cheaper for their end, and they don't reduce the price of the car. They just, keep the price of the car where it's at and charge you the same thing they were going to charge you regardless. And you're paying for bullshit in your car. And now you have to deal with the consequences of it's not going to hold up the way it should hold up.
Another thing I find crazy, I'm sorry, I'm on a rant here, but I know a few people, they got some modern cars, because most people aren't like me. They drink the Kool-Aid, But it blows my mind because all of them, they got all these screens and shit. Like, half the shit don't even work. Like, you got to pay to use it. And you're talking like regular vehicles, not like high-end cars and shit. But if you want half of your shit to work, you got to pay for a service to use. So it's you got to pay for a service to listen to the stereo or XM or whatever the hell they're calling it now, and these things.
Look,
but
my thing,
what the hell?
my thing of it is, I bought the car, so why am I having to pay for all this shit?
Yeah. Why should I have to pay for the heated seats that are already installed in my vehicle?
What
I mean? Stuff like that. That's crazy.
I literally paid for it. It's mine. So now I'm being charged an extra tax that I shouldn't be being charged.
Yeah. It's nuts. It's like going like subscription-based vehicles now, in a sense. I mean, it's amazing.
That's exactly basically what it is, man. It's they want you to fall into the whole game of what's going on to where they're in control and everything sits through them, and you don't have control of your vehicle essentially. So whenever they decide they want to take over, they can take over, and bam, your car's done. Your car is going to stop dead in the road, and you ain't going to know what happened. You're going to sit there going, I don't know why my car is not going. It's not going because they said, hey, you ain't driving it anymore. They're literally going to stop you in the road. And they can do that.
Well, yeah, they've already got it now where if you default on your loan to a certain extent, they just straight can shut the vehicle down, and to where there's nothing can be done with it.
Yeah. Where my wife works, this one customer had their vehicle towed into them, and the mechanics got in there, and they ended up calling the dealership up where they bought it, and they found out, they shut the car down because they haven't made their payments in the last 3 months to the bank. Gotta love it.
The intrusion. I mean, they claim now people are stealing cars just for the information off them because everything's all linked together now. So banking, your smart home, all this type of stuff. I don't know because I'm not in those circles, obviously, but I hear that's a thing now where even like valets and stuff are basically trying to steal your information out of your vehicle, basically. So.
Well,
yeah, again, I don't know all the details of it, but it's more than a vehicle now. You know what I mean?
That's been going on for a very, very long time. Valets and so forth, especially, have been able to get certain information, I mean, if you end up handing them your key, more than likely you're not going to take your house key off of that same ring. And then they just get in your glove box and they find your address and make an impression of your key real fast, and bada bing. And nowadays it's made so much more simpler for them, because all that information is saved inside the car.
I don't know. It seems like a hell of a risk and intrusion, And on top of that, people didn't like combination TVs and VCRs in the old days. Well, you know why? Because when one broke, you lost both. And it's the same type of thing with these cars. There's just too much shit in there. They should have basic vehicles to drive your ass to work, to make a living, to live life, and then have your luxury vehicles to go make your TikTok videos and shit or whatever. I don't know, but all this, the prices are ridiculous. There's too much shit in there. Either people have gotten spoiled because they say it's our fault. That's why they keep doing it. It's adding more and more shit because everybody's just looking at the bells and whistles. I don't know, but I mean, how much shit do we really need just to drive to work? I mean,
Well, and
there's people that ride a
that
bike
to
to
me
work
is
and
a
they make it to work every day.
that is an absolute huge problem, because a lot of the stuff that has gotten stuffed into vehicles, nobody asked for. Nobody did. If a vehicle manufacturer came out with an economical vehicle that had roll down windows and had just a plain Jane radio, and it was a manual vehicle, strip it down to a functional, get you back and forth to work vehicle. And the fact of the matter is that vehicle, I think, would sell like mad. Absolutely
Okay.
mad.
Let me cut in real quick. Daniel's got to go. So, Daniel, what you got before you leave, brother?
All right. Well, I got to go. And I just want to say this here is a special shout out to Jamie from my second sponsor that I highly recommend to everybody. Jiffy Mix. Jamie, this one's for you. And I'm out of here.
All right, man. Appreciate you, brother.
I know.
See you later, Daniel.
Now it's a plug sponsorship on here. Wonderful.
Man, we're gonna get hit hard on this chat. we're absolutely fucked on this one. We're getting slammed.
I told you he had a little black in him.
Oh, we know he's got black in him. I already knew he was black before you knew he was black. He's black. He's blacker than you. You white motherfucker.
He might be.
Oh no, he is. I know he is. I've literally seen the proof. He's blacker than you.
Why did he bend over and cough in front of you?
No, I've seen the paperwork. He's literally black, ma'am. He's blacker than the whitest black dude we know, and that would be Rob, because everyone knows that Rob is the whitest black dude we know on YouTube.
I heard he even called his wife Big Booty Judy.
Damn straight. I'm not gonna deny it. She's got a big booty. What's wrong with that?
Yeah, that's a joke. That's a joke. But anyway, yeah, we should probably not talk about his wife. So
Tracy knows me, and we get along just fine.
Being how she's got more guns than he does.
It took 3 years of knowing Daniel before Tracy said I could go hunting the property. and I had to wait for her permission, not Daniel's permission, her permission.
She had to make sure you weren't gay and gonna try to make a move on him.
I don't know what it was, but she was just trying to make sure I was good, and she finally figured out I was good. So it's fine. It's whatever, you know. Hey man, I'm good, dude. I'm happy, man. I got a place I can go hunt and do whatever I want to do, and all the rest of it, man. It's not a big deal to me, man.
Let me sidetrack you. Geo Metro, the Yugo. What is it? Chevy Chevette, I think it was, which was a shit car. Everybody knows that thing. But these vehicles back in the day, these were old cars, if people are unaware. You used to get like 60 miles at a gallon off a carburetor.
Mm-hmm.
But they choke up all our modern vehicles and diesels. They're basically just killing diesels. You know, all the emission shit and everything, all the soot that ends up getting built. It's all because of this emission shit.
Right.
So we're basically
Richard, let me ask
choking
you a
everything
question,
out
Richard.
nowadays. When we had the answer, I don't know what the problem is. Like we don't need all this extra shit in our cars to get good gas mileage. That's all I was pointing.
Here's the thing of it. We all know that cars can run on water, and the person that invented
Whoa! You trying to get unalived or something, bro? You can't say that live. You can't say that.
We're already fucked.
Listen, I got no intentions of taking myself out or committing any kind of illness or nothing.
We're already getting banned anyway, so whatever.
Man, that's the stuff where, like, you know, the spooks show up and take you out. I got nothing to do with that. Nothing to do with that, big power.
They take us out every other week, so whatever. Who gives a shit? You know, no, seriously. There was a guy that developed it, how to run on H2O many years ago, and as soon as he as soon as he filed for the patent, he was taken out. They eliminated him on purpose because it was going to affect the gas industry and petroleum and all the rest of it. That's why he was taken out.
Yeah, he got the knock on the door, and it was the Men in Black. He's gone.
Yeah, that's exactly what it was, man. He was taken out. Boom. Whenever you come up with something that's actually going to help people and do something that is going to change something, they don't want to know about it. They don't. They're literally going to take you out, and that's all there is to it.
So in England, do they run DEF in diesels?
Yes. Yeah, sadly, because it's a pile of shit. There's a lot.
Yeah, it's
there's
a
lot
actually
of them,
urine, but
yeah, it's a lot of them going wrong because of it. And then we had a guy when I worked at the sawmill and timber yard in Christchurch. We had a guy that actually put diesel in the DEF tank, and the vehicle didn't get very far. Because that's what some idiots have done, is put the diesel in the DEF tank and then tried to drive down the road, and you don't get very far doing that.
Yeah.
It's expensive as well.
It's urea. It's
piss,
literally
basically.
urine.
Yeah.
So they're choking the hell out of diesel. One of the worst things that they've ever done to diesel powered vehicles.
The problem with it is
this DEF system.
If you live anywhere where it's cold, it's going to freeze. And that's what's causing problems with it as well. As soon as it gets cold here, and the stuff will start to freeze because it's, you know, like, and the engine runs like a bag of shit. Yeah. But yeah, it's sad really. But and the other thing they're doing now is, like, my Subaru is an absolute brilliant car. I can't fault it at all, really. It's got a few things that I would change on it if I could, you know, speak to Subaru if they were going to do a new one. But now, what Subaru sell in the UK, it's all this automatic CVT shit gearbox, and it's total crap. you can't go anywhere properly in the snow or anything like you used to be able to. So I've got to, well, if I survive longer than next year, I've got to look at when do I change my car, because it's 2002 now, but it's still fairly low mileage. It's 120,000. But like Volkswagen were making a beautiful little caddy van that was all-wheel drive and diesel, and they've stopped doing that because the EU had to go at them because it does like 5 miles to the gallon less than a two-wheel drive van. So they say, oh no, you can't have that one anymore. So,
well, you gotta look on the bright side, brother.
Yeah.
We need you to stick around. So don't be going on the other side of it.
No, I'm not. But
we need you to stay positive. And we'll do whatever we can to help you get through all this shit.
Yeah, well, it's nice sat here now tonight, it's because I don't have anyone to talk to here. They just don't give a fuck. People say they care, but they don't even bother to come around for a cup of tea or a fucking pint of beer. So you just sit here all weekend doing fuck all, And it does get on your tits.
That's why I sent you a link, man. I know you ain't got a whole lot of people out there, and I would rather you're on here talking with us, hanging out with us. You got people that give a shit about you, and we'll help however we can help, man.
I was sat there with the HR woman at work the other week, and she said to me, "Have you got someone at the weekend?" And I said, "No, there's no one." I said, "There's no girlfriend, wife, or whatever. There's no, I spoke to one of my neighbors today, so he knows about everything now because I said, just keep an eye on my dad, when I'm not here, because I got this shit going on now. And then I got work now. There's a couple of people at work being fucking assholes, thinking they know more than Bournemouth Hospital. So I told one of them, well, why don't you fuck off and work for the NHS then? Because they pay you 100 grand a year instead of being sat here for fucking 30, you prick, And then I got a couple of women there that they pretend to care and they want to know everything. Then they can make a complaint. Oh, he's told me this and that, and it's not right, And well, you fucking asked me what the situation was, so I told you. Because the hospital have told me the outlook is not good. They're going to do what they can. But this lump that's in my lung, it's only small. Like if you can do the conversion, but it's only like 2 centimeter lump. But they haven't told me where it is. I should have asked them now because I found out from the health and safety guy at work because he's dealt with a lot of asbestos problems before other places where he's worked. So he said it depends where that lump is, where it is in the lung, to where they can just take it out, or it causes other problems. So they got to be careful, And then with your breathe, I mean, I don't have a problem breathing or anything with it because I didn't even know it was there. And I haven't got no pain on the left side. I have where the other tumors are in the intestine and everything. I'm uncomfortable. It's not painful. It's just uncomfortable, The big one. I mean, if on the right hand side, that big one that's like, what they can see with the camera, it was like 7 centimeters by 6.5, and it's like split open, so it's bleeding all the time, and that's why I got to keep going to the toilet. They thought the blood was coming out of my stomach or kidneys or somewhere, and they said no, it's where this one split. I saw it on the camera when I was conscious enough to see it on the camera. I wanted to get a picture of it.
That's the one that's concerning, man.
Yeah, that's they've told me, Then in between there was areas of concern. Well, they've taken samples. This is what the woman told me this week when she phoned me up with the results from the CT scan as well. All the samples they took from the other week when I had the camera done, every single sample was tested positive. So right through the entire intestine, basically. So that's why the outlook is not good. The lung isn't an immediate problem. It's a small 2 centimeter lump.
Yeah, I'm more concerned. I'm more concerned with the bigger one.
Yeah, and the other one on the other side of the intestine is like 3 centimeters by 3 centimeters, so like an inch or inch and a quarter or whatever. I ain't got my tape here.
That's probably about 1.5 inches by 1.5 inches, somewhere around there.
It's the bigger one that's the problem, and they're a horrible black, grey, purpley, shitty color. and then, like I say, the bigger one is got like a split open in it, and that's where all the blood's coming from.
Yeah, if you're constantly bleeding, that's not good, man.
It builds up, you see, and then you go to the toilet thinking, oh yeah, I'll go for a shit, and it's just you're just dumping a bucket of blood down the toilet, basically.
No, that's not good, man. Not good at all.
But yeah. So, but yeah, I'm back in hospital on Wednesday on the 2nd of July, and then shortly after that, I've got a meeting with a specialist doctor down there that they're going to tell me what they want to do first. But I don't have the date for that yet. They're rushing it through as quickly as possible. Like the scan I had done was done at a different hospital, and they didn't tell me much. And they said, "Oh, we'll send these results back over to Bournemouth as quickly as possible." And then the woman, see, I get assigned. I'll show her a card here. This woman here is like there's several names on there, but the one marked there in red, she's assigned to, like, say, each one of them is assigned to, like, say 15 or 20 people or so in my condition. So you got a more person-to-person contact in care, and I've got a number that I can phone her any time of the day, but then a certain time of day it's going to be on our answering machine, but she gets straight back to you if I need to speak to her, you know. And she's my contact that she'll phone as soon as they want me down there or wherever, you know.
Well, so, just so you're aware, and you know, you have people over here.
Yeah, I've got more people in the States that give a fuck.
We're all behind you, man.
Yeah, and, I got more people in the States that give a fuck than what I do in the UK. And it's the same. It's the same back in the Bahamas. I got more people that give a fuck there than what care in the UK.
If you need anything whatsoever, you say the word, and we will do whatever we can to help.
But money is like money and stuff. It isn't a problem, you know. I saved up. I kept trying to get a green card to come to the States, and I saved up enough money that I wanted the log cabin I wanted to build. It came down to one company in the end, and I saved up enough money to build that log cabin. And then, obviously, the green card it isn't going to turn up, and it definitely is not going to turn up now while I'm sick, you know. So I was saving more money to then end up with a house in the Bahamas. It was going to cost a bit more, so do what you got to do, man. Yeah. And again, I'm just telling you straight up. You got people out here that care about you, and you know, you're part of this group that we call a family. Yeah. So you just got to deal with that, and you got to understand that. And if you need something, say it. And we will help you the best we can help you, man. It may not be a lot, but we'll do whatever the hell we can do, man. Yeah. You know, that's all there is to it. Yeah,
you know,
because I prepped before for different scenarios, but the main reason you prep is unemployment. Or something going wrong when you're stuck at home, because I learned this shit before when I was stuck at home for 20 weeks when I broke my wrist in 2019, and you find out really quickly who the arseholes are, you know. People you've helped, and then as soon as you're in this shit, you just get stabbed at the back. You know?
It's never an easy situation. It doesn't matter what it is, and the thing of it is. You've only ever got so many people that are actually going to step up to the plate and do something. And you're lucky enough that you have met a bunch of us throughout the YouTubes where, we're willing to step up and help you, man. So don't sit there and think you don't have help. You got help. And don't sit there and think you don't deserve it, because a lot of us will tell you straight up, we're going to help you, man, no matter what. You need something, you say the word, we'll help you, and we will. And that's just how it is. And, you know, it's one of the big reasons that I say I'm blessed by this community. I'm blessed by this community because this community has done so much for me over the years, not only to the point where they helped me, encouraged me to keep making videos and doing this and doing that. But they encouraged me to become a citizen. They encouraged me to keep pushing and driving forward. And they gave me the courage and the understanding of what it takes to be a citizen, of what it takes to be an American. And that's one of the biggest things that I think a lot of people probably don't understand. There's so much that comes into this, and I was blessed by everyone here. Everyone here gave me that opportunity. Everyone here sat there and pushed me and drove me and gave me that confidence. They gave me the opportunity. And it may sound like a small thing to some people out there, but it's not a small thing. It's a big thing. I mean, it's huge.
Yeah.
People,
Really?
if you're sitting out there and you think this is small, it's not small. This is one of the biggest things ever that has happened in my life. You guys all made it happen. And again, if it wasn't for everyone out there giving me the encouragement, giving me the opportunity and helping me push me through, I probably wouldn't be here.
Yeah. Well, the doctor when this first started kicking off, and I was on the phone with the doctor about 55 minutes, nearly an hour, and he said, "Look, I've been through all your medical records and everything. This is nothing you've done to yourself, you know." And then I sat there with that nurse the other day that I got the card for in the hospital, and she said, like, if you was a vegetarian eating like a load of shit, like lettuce and shit all the time, your condition would be a lot worse. You're eating a balanced, proper diet. You're doing your own cooking and everything else. You're not eating, you're not eating crap. And like she said the same thing as the doctor. If you was a vegetarian just eating a load of shitty vegetables all the time and lettuce, your condition would be a lot worse. Like when you go to the toilet and everything. So because I said to her, I sat there with my dad the other night and we had a beautiful roast chicken dinner, and she said, "Yeah, that's the food you got to be eating." Mixed.
Did you hear that, Rob? He just badmouthed salads.
Hey man, I love
No, I like
burgers.
right.
It's all in moderation.
I like salad, right?
Well, here's what
that's it. If you have a burger,
Like,
if you have a,
I agree. I think you're nuts if you're a vegan. I don't know how the hell you do it or any of that shit. Personally, that's not for me.
And
I
it's
love
like-
salad, but I'm never
like-
giving up burgers, steak, chicken. It's not happening.
It's like
y'all
years
gotta
ago. I had a problem.
understand. Y'all gotta understand that
It's like
that meat is life. Meat is what gives you everything you need. And it doesn't matter if it's beef, chicken, or whatever. I'm going to tell you to eat more beef than chicken because there's a lot more shit in chicken. But I would highly recommend that you eat a lot more meat and stop with the vegetables and all the other bullshit because it's not doing you any good. It's not. And Rob can jump out there and fucking say whatever he wants to say about that shit. I'm telling you straight up, it's not doing you any good.
Hey, you're a string bean. Nobody's listening to you about nutrition right now. Damn it. Okay.
Hey,
moderation.
Hold on. Shut up. Listen for a second.
Don't get winded over there.
No. I'm not getting winded. People need to understand. I'm coming from a position where I had stomach issues for years, and I mean years. And it was ever since I came here. I came here in 2005. 2007, I started having stomach issues. And around 2010, they got to the point where they were so bad, I had to have surgery.
Well, because the shit we eat here in America is hardly considered food.
It's not food, and that's exactly the point. It's not food. And
that girl didn't help either.
Well, the thing of it is look, when I went back home last year and I'm going to say this right now just because I need to, because Alan's with us. A huge thank you to Alan. Shut up. I'm talking. A huge thank you to Alan for helping me get back safely. If it wasn't for him, I would have been in a lot more shit and a lot more problems. So thank you, brother. But when I went back home, I changed my diet completely. And I shit you not, within 3 days, I was not shitting myself anymore. And I kid you not, I was not shitting myself anymore. I was actually having proper fucking shits, full on fucking logs, dropping out the whole fucking 9 yards. You can take that however the fuck you want. But I'm not kidding you. It was proper shit. And that's the difference. The food over here.
Whole new low here.
The food over here is full of so much crap. It's not even funny. There's so much extra bullshit over here. And that's what caused all of my issues. All of them. And I literally knew that as soon as I got home. I got home.
So you're blaming it on America?
I'm blaming it on American food.
Not your addiction to fast food. You're gonna sit here and act like you didn't run out and get every Big Mac and burger there was the first time you seen it all. Bullshit. Bullshit.
I wasn't.
You were probably drinking the fryer oil.
I wasn't eating fast food, you fucking prick.
I mean, I was drinking the fryer oil, but
no.
I chuck it in me fire.
So
I chuck it in me fire. I chuck it in me fire out the back. It makes good. It makes good fire lighter when you tip it over a load of shitty wood.
I'll tell you straight up. You know, people think I'm crazy. Well, it's kind of in the name a little bit. I mean, fuck, you all know me long enough, right? But
certified.
I'm eating a certain way now, and the way that I'm eating has changed everything. And I mean everything. My energy levels are through the roof. I don't have to have coffee. I don't have to do this. I don't have to do that or the other. Everything has changed dramatically. Do I have a lot of issues as far as muscle? Yeah, I still got issues with muscle and stuff like that, but I'm working on that shit. And that comes down to kind of eating more. I don't eat a ton. I eat, but I don't eat a ton. I should eat more, and I need to eat more, so I will. But what I do eat, and what I do is essentially breaks down to things that are natural and raw. So my day starts off with raw milk. And a lot of places you can't get raw milk. I'm fortunate enough that I can buy raw milk out here. So I get raw milk, and I have a glass of raw milk every morning. And then throughout the day, later on in the day, I'm going to either have a steak or I'm going to have some beef mince or something along those lines. And then I'll have some eggs later on. And then either again, later in the day, I'll have either beef or steak, something along those lines later in the day. And that's my day. That's how I eat. And that has literally changed everything about how my system operates and how I am and how I function. And I'm so much better off from eating like that. It's not even funny. Like it's seriously, my body has changed so much and is healthier, better. It's incredible to see. But a lot of people out there will say you're fucking nuts for doing this and doing that. Well, no, it's not nuts. You just got to understand what your body's actually asking for. Your body's not asking for seed oils. Your body's not asking for this, that, the other. Your body's asking for things that are natural to you. So yeah, go eat a raw steak. You know, have it medium rare or have it rare or however you want, how you want it. You know, that's what your body's asking for. Your body's asking for things that are not cooked to the point where you can't even understand what the hell it is. It needs to be something your body wants and needs.
And you're a sensitive son of a bitch.
And having those, well, and one of the big things too is when you actually eat something like that and you have it in that particular state, if you say you have it, you know, medium rare, now you're introducing things to your body that your body is expecting and needs, but it was never there originally. Now it is. Now it's coming into play. Now you're having things that your body really wants and needs, but because of how we are trained to operate, how we are trained to be in this specific thing that we're in, your body never actually expected that. Now it's getting it. And your body goes, hey, holy shit, bam, I feel fucking great. And that's a major fucking change.
Man, you're driving me to eat processed Oreos right now.
Dude, you want to go fucking eat some processed Oreos? You go ahead. I'm gonna tell you straight up, man. You go eat those fucking processed Oreos, and while you're enjoying your fucking own death, you have fun with that shit.
Yeah, but you're not sat there eating 200. You're not sat there eating 200 a day, are you? You know, if you're sat there eating 200 of them a day, you got to be.
Like I said, all in moderation. Don't starve yourself, folks. You know, doesn't matter if you're trying to gain weight, lose weight. So I've done it both. You know, I can tell you, really, you make a bunch of demands on yourself and you don't keep up to them. So, you know, be honest with yourself, and it's all about moderation and movement. Because, you know, you can't just sit on your ass and expect things to happen. So whether it's activity or slowing it down or whatever, you know, you got to match your income to your movements. You don't sit on a computer all day drinking monsters and all this shit, energy drinks, and not doing a damn thing because all it does is tear you up. You know, there's common sense, but I'm not your damn coach. I can be. We can start with 3 easy payments of $1,499, and I will hook you up.
So I'll tell you straight up. Number one, that's a ripoff. Number two, he's not wrong on the fact that it's all moderation, and you gotta understand your body and pay attention to your body. And I've been saying this for years.
Yep. And we're all different.
Everyone's different. Everyone is. And the thing of it is you literally got to sit there and pay attention to what's going on. So what you feel one day versus what I feel one day ain't going to be the same thing.
No.
But as an individual, you may not particularly know the difference. And so the thing of it is you really got to sit there and pay attention to what your body's trying to tell you. And it's not always easy. You know, it's not. It's not always easy, but you have to try and pay attention to what the body's trying to tell you. So when it screams and says, hey, you know, this hurts or that hurts, you got to stop and sit there and try and figure out, okay, what is my body trying to tell me right now? And you have to do that. You have to. And if you can't figure it out, and you got to go to a doctor and you got to do this and you got to do that, okay, well, that's another route. But you're still sitting in a position where you don't know exactly what's going on.
The hell with the doctor. They're all kooks. You call me. Send me the $1,499.99, and I will hook you up. I'm telling you, the hell with your doctor.
All right. I'm gonna tell you straight up, folks. I like Rob, but if y'all want ripped off, go ahead and send your 1,499 and whatever fucking cents to Rob and get
Was
ripped
that
off.
14 easy payments of $1,499.99?
That's right. That's right. You got it. You got it.
But y'all do whatever you think you need to do. But I'm gonna tell you straight up, look, it's not a hard thing to figure out. You just gotta understand your body, pay attention to your body, listen to it, and it'll tell you what's going on. It will, and it's not really that hard. I've had so many problems over the years with my stomach, my back, my legs. I mean, God, fuck, you name it. I've had so many different problems over the years. It's not even funny. And you just have to pay attention to what's going on. And when you actually pay attention, you can go in and talk to the doctor and say, hey, this is exactly what's going on, and give them a better description. And when you give them a better description, now they can give you a better diagnosis. And now you can move on and progress instead of sitting there and maybe they just give you fucking pain medicine or they do this or they do that, whatever bullshit. You got to sit there and actually try and figure out yourself what is going on. And it's not always fun to do. I'll tell you straight up, it's not fun to do. I've sat there for hours upon hours trying to figure out the issues I had for a lot of years with different things. And it's not fun. It's not, but it's better than going to the doctor and sitting there in the doctor's office and them trying to figure it out and you paying them thousands upon thousands of dollars when you don't have to pay them thousands and thousands of dollars. Take your time, figure your shit out. It's not really that hard. You can do it. And end of the day, you'll be better off, you know. And that's really all there is to it.
Or send $14,499.99 to payme@rob.com.
You got it.
or do that and be broke.
Yeah, side effects may lead to bankruptcy.
All right, folks, we're gonna go ahead and start getting out of here. With that being said, Richard, we'll start with you, man. What you got?
What am I going to do this week? I don't know yet. Well, I'm in hospital on Wednesday, and that's all I know at the moment. I'll update you when I know more. I'm posting a few more things on Instagram now. If anyone wants to follow me on there, they're welcome. Yeah, so that's about it, really.
All right, man. Well, we appreciate you, and again, if you need something, man, just let us know, and we'll do whatever we can to help you out.
That's right.
Don't.
It's nice being safe. See, next Sunday, I'm not. If I'm still working, I'll be back on early shift, so I'm not going to be able to stay up now because it's like up past. Well, it's 20 to 3 now, so I normally go to work at 4:30. Like on a Monday morning. So next weekend, if I'm still working at the same place, I won't be able to do it. But every other, like tonight's okay because I'm on late shift. I don't start till 2:00 this week. But I might be coming home a bit quickly on Monday, so we'll wait and see what happens. But it might be time to put a few. Might be time to put a few fucks into people.
You're always welcome. You're always welcome, and we appreciate you, man.
Yeah.
Again, don't hesitate if you need something. We're always here for you, and appreciate you showing up, man. Rob, what you got, brother?
Thank you very much.
Not much. I just want to tell our friend here, just be careful. I think you said you're in the UK, so obviously but if you go off on people like we would here in America, some of your coworkers, you might end up in jail over there. So just
Well, see, here's the thing, right? Here's the thing. In my entire work history, I've only been fired from a handful of places, right? And within a few weeks or a couple of months, please, can you come back? Every fucking job that's fired me, can you please come back? You know, so, and I used to do it. I used to go back, and then I learned, no, fuck off. You know, you told me I was no good, so now I've moved on. You know.
Yeah.
You know, but I've done it before where I've gone back to work for the same people or the same person. But now, fuck it. If you don't want me at your place of work because you're telling me I'm a piece of shit and I'm no good, fair enough. I'll move on. And every time I've moved on, I've earned more money and got everything sorted out. And now, if you fire me and you ask me to come back, I will tell you to fuck off. You know. Because I just don't have time for these people that one minute you're a piece of shit and you're no good, and then a couple of weeks later or a couple of months later, oh please can you come back? You're Mr. Wonderful. Fuck off, you know.
Bastards.
Speaking of
really
Mr.
Yeah.
Speaking of Mr. Wonderful, we have Mr. Wonderful in front of us. My good sir, Mr. Wonderful, please take us out the only way that we know.
Oh, he's muted.
He's still muted.
Muted.
Tell me what he really thinks. Woo!